So we're heading out to our next LIDAR project. Where are we heading, Bear? What's that? Auraria? Yeah, we're going to head over there, site of the first gold rush in the United States, and do some LIDAR of about a 15-acre section for where the original town was. Many of the structures are gone, but Bear knows where they're at, and we're going to go find them. Hey, I'm out here with Elliott Precision Aerial, town of Auraria, just outside of Dahlonega, site of the first major gold rush in the United States. Centered kind of between the Etowah and Chestatee rivers. This is on Highway 9 in Castleberry, not too far out of Dahlonega. And we're going to be setting up and doing an aerial survey. I've got the base station and ground control down. And it's just about a 15-acre flight. And should be pretty short and sweet. So I've got base station set up here. That's going to be used to build out the flight trajectories. It's just collecting GNSS data over the duration of the flight. Anywhere from maybe 35 to 42 overhead satellites at any one time, and hopefully a low PDOT. And then using arrow points for ground control, and they record a static position for a duration of time, and then we put them into the correction network, and then output them in the proper coordinate reference system, and then upload those to the project to give us some ground control accuracy. I'm back here with Bear, site supervisor. Anything you want to say, Bear? You just want some nuggets? Some nuggies when we're done? Okay, we can do that. And it is a little warm. I might turn the AC on for this pup, but he's gonna stay inside, keep an eye on everything. He's my guard dog. Yeah, he's not much of a guard dog. So what are we flying today? We've got the DJI M400, their newest heavy lift drone, kind of a pickup truck farm tractor of drones. Great product, heavy lift capability. And then using the Rock Robotic Ultra LiDAR with a 45 megapixel camera and a LiDAR unit that gets 7 returns for dense vegetation penetration. So should be pretty good. So part of this project here for Auraria is going to be the future home of the Georgia Tribe of Eastern Cherokee Foundation Heritage Center and Museum, along with a number of structures that are going to be built back. So if you want to follow along, you can check them out at the GeorgiaCherokeeTribe.com or give them a call and see how things are moving along. All right, let's get this thing up in the air. Hey, this is Mike Elliott, just finishing up with the Auraria LiDAR project. I processed it a while back, but was waiting to hear back from some of the folks from the Historical Society. But I just wanted to go over some initial results. This is the aerial colorized point cloud from the LiDAR itself. And you can recognize over here on the left, that's the Dollar General, which was not there at the time. I'm sure they would have appreciated it. But we all know Woody's store right here on this intersection. And there's a couple different things you can do with some of the tools here that you have available. You can select an elevation view and modify that as necessary in colorization of the elevation as needed. You can do intensity gradient too. That's another way to look for various objects depending on the intensity of the return back to the LiDAR. And you can use things that are common, such as the road, to look and see what
type of return that you're actually getting here. Classification. So we have the yellow are the structures, the green obviously the vegetation, high vegetation, and the red being the power lines and transmission poles along the roadway and everything. It's easily identified by the LIDAR tools. Return number, scan angle, not necessary for what we're doing here. One of the things that is of good interest to anybody that's working on this is going to be the contours. So I did 6-inch contours because of the area that we were looking at, primarily behind the store, trying to find where some of the structure was that previously existed there. And this is the store right here, this footprint. But it seems from the contour map and also the surface model that area kind of has been erased with being plowed over, planted, with grass, mowed again and again and again and again. There are some limited boundary features here once you get back off into the woods. One thing of interest was as you go down the hill behind the store, there is a trail that seems to run down somewhere, and that may be of interest in following and trying to figure out what's down there. But you can, and there was something that looks like possibly a road or two furrowed areas and stuff that runs up through here. Not sure what that was. That was, once again, that was something that was off in the trees. But you can see how this entire area had been basically probably plowed through behind the store. And I'm going to switch back to the RGB view so you can see that real quick. We'll get rid of the surface. And I'm going to turn everything back on. Now you can see, those structures that are there on site. So this entire area here behind the store where we saw on the map were a number of structures may have been extremely plowed over, planted, and mowed again and again over the years, that it just doesn't show any identifiable house or building or structure footprints. Not to say that there isn't anything there. I highly recommend maybe doing some metal detecting to find nails, coins, tin cans, anything that could possibly be here to help identify what was back in this area. Like I said too, that trail that runs back through here is deep within the trees. We can turn off some of the high vegetation. Hold on a second. There we go. It's going to be back in this area along here, and that might be worth exploring also. I hope that this brief little video was helpful. I'm going to tie this into the overall video that I did, and I look forward to doing some additional work for the Historical Society or any other agency that's interested in doing archaeological research in North Georgia, North Carolina, Alabama, South Carolina, wherever it may be. Give us a call at Elliott Precision Aerial.